Up, guys? It's me again, and today we're gonna be going over another news article. I was going through news articles looking for a new video to make, and I found this one, and I thought this one really got my attention. Here, let me sit up for a second. And this one is called "Russia Bringing Nuclear War Survival Training to Schools." And I thought this was crazy because I graduated high school. I'm sure many of you graduated high school as well. I went to a little bit of college. And this is weird to me because I've never imagined, nuclear war survival training in school. Like, that's fucking tweaker shit. This is like Cold War era shit. So, I'm going to read this article and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Russia high school students will be trained how to protect themselves in a possible nuclear war as part of the national curriculum, a local publication has reported. Students will learn about the combat properties and damaging effects of weapons of mass destruction, as well as methods of protection against them. It will be part of a subject being rolled out in high schools in Russia called Fundamentalists of Security and Defense of the Motherland. Newspaper Karsman reported on Tuesday, citing a document from the Ministry of Education. Russian officials, including former President Dmitry Medvedev, have warned on multiple occasions that a nuclear war could break out amid the conflict in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin said in September 2022 that Moscow was prepared to use nuclear weapons to defend its territorial integrity, and the topic is regularly discussed on Russian state TV. Newsweek has contacted Russia's foreign ministry for comment by email. Putin signed a law in August 2023, including the mandatory security and defense course in schools as part of an overhaul of the national curriculum. Other elements of the subject include basic military training, how to use a Kalashnikov assault rifle and hand grenades, how to administer first aid in combat, and lessons on self-defense. High school students will be taught the basic of constructive communication to learn how to identify dangerous phenomena in social interaction and learn how to counter extremist and terrorist activities. The course outline mentions that students will be developing intolerance towards manifestations of violence in social interaction and the ability to counteract danger in the digital environment, Korsnot reported. The full version of the course will be taught in schools from September 1st. The reminiscent of the Soviet-era basic military training course that was taught in schools and was abolished in 1993. Sergei Murnov, the head of a Just Russia party, told Russian media in November 2022 that rolling out such a course would systematically prepare citizens for a possible confrontation with the enemy. Nuclear rhetoric has been prominent throughout the war in Ukraine. Kremlin propagandists have routinely warned of a loomed world war and strikes by Russia on NATO territory over aid and weapons provided by President Joe Biden's administration and members of the military alliance by Kyiv. Last week, Russian state TV host Vladimir Solovyev, one of the most prominent figures in Kremlin-backed media, suggests moving to a nuclear war on his radio show's Full Contact and floated the idea of striking the headquarters of NATO military alliance in Brussels, Belgium. So, in this news article, they're talking about how they might actually amp it up to nuclear war, and this is pretty crazy. So I guess they're trying to get ready for a nuclear war and shit. They're trying to get ready to survive nuclear war. And I think this might be a bluff. This might just be Cold War crazy bullshit. But it wouldn't even surprise me, so and the craziest thing is even if they shoot down a lot of the nuclear bombs and maybe only a couple of them hit here and there, you'd probably still have to worry about nuclear fallout and stuff, probably nuclear winter and stuff like that, so definitely it's some crazy shit that might actually theoretically happen, and you'd never want to really live with the consequences of that. The average person, I mean, the only things you could really do to prepare would be like flashlights, guns, like good protective gear and stuff like MREs and shit. But like, I mean, I don't think it's realistic to have like too much of any one thing. You gotta be like in a realistic amount of stuff to bug out with. Some people get the whole bomb shelter shit going, and I'm like, I mean, if you're like right there in the nuclear blast, you're probably over with. But if you're at the outskirts of it, where you're at the outside of it, you might live. But then you're gonna want to shelter inside. Pray to God you probably don't get radiated too bad. Hopefully the walls absorb most of the radiation or something. I was watching some of that fucking those old world videos where they were going over the radiation fucking shit. You guys should look at some of those. I'll leave some of those in the description below if I really feel like it. Otherwise, you guys should look into it. It's just like old school, like nuclear like training videos where they teach you like the hazards of nuclear radiation and what to do in certain situations. It definitely makes you wish you had a house with a basement, or like you know what I mean. So, anyways, like always, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys could donate to my Cash App below. If you guys could check out my website, and like, yeah, check out my BitChute, check out my YouTube, and then like always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace out.